Hey guys, it's Tarot and Beyond. In today's Pick a Card reading, we are looking at the idea of home or the concept of home, possibly even physical homes. This reading was inspired by a member over on the members side of the channel, so thank you to Nancy for bringing this topic to us today. I was originally going to do this on the member side of the channel as a members only reading, but Spirit actually directed me to make this public, so there's more people that need to hear this message. That's what we're going to do today. So we've got the three options that you see here in front of you, group 1, 2, and 3 with the corresponding houses. I know they're not all super different, but we're just going to tune into the energy of home, possibly houses, locations, maybe even planets. Who knows? We'll find out. So select the image that calls to you. If you feel called to more than one, that's totally fine. Use the timestamps in the description box or the chapters below to jump ahead to your chosen reading or readings, and we'll see you there. All right, hi group number 1, you chose this particular house. So the first thing that I'm getting is that the type of home that your heart or your soul desires is safe and protected. I don't know why I'm getting that from this house. That's just what I'm channeling out. So there's something about feeling completely safe, protected. They're showing me, you know, those ADT stickers that they put on the window of certain houses to be like, this house is protected by this security system. They're also showing me clairvoyantly guard dogs. Yeah, and a beware of dog sign. So there's something about protection and having like extra or ample protection that's really important. So I want to get into the reading. Let's find out some information. We're going to be using a couple of different tarot decks and some oracle decks to find out what's going on here in regard to home. 2 of emotions. The house, well, the home is where the heart is. So I feel like this is also about emotional protection, but I'm also being shown a very happy family home. And I'm also just noticing the water here. I was just looking up and to the side, not even looking at the card, just channeling. I look up and to the left to look into my mind. So I do that most of the reading. But anyway, there's something here about water, and this house or home may actually be by the ocean. And there could be something about the ocean, the energy of the ocean, Yamaya, Poseidon, water spirits, elemental spirits, fish, aquatic kingdoms. This could even be related to Sirius B, the planet Sirius B, the aquatic kingdoms there as well. So there's a whole bunch of different channeled messages coming through, but I'm feeling like this could be by the ocean, and that could be very protective in and of itself because salt water, salt air is very cleansing. So yeah, it's like this built-in protection system, which is something that your soul really needs when it comes to a home. You have the Ace of Inspiration. Now it's interesting because in this card, it's kind of like the opposite. We've got the ocean being mentioned or referenced here. And then in this one, we have the desert. So we have these two very contrasting energies, but I feel like you're going to be creating from your home. They're showing me clairvoyantly somebody with a paint easel, like a painting room. Yeah, they're showing me tarps all over the ground and like splattering paint everywhere. This could be metaphor or it could be literal for somebody, but I'm seeing that there's a lot of creativity that needs to go on in the home, which is why living somewhere near an ocean could be significant. And I'm also getting traveling to different locations as well, but always having this anchor point of being able to come home and feel fully safe, protected, and guarded. I just heard high energy territory as well. So as a soul, group number 1, you may be drawn to locations or purchasing homes. I want to say literally that phrase, purchasing homes in areas that are highly energetically charged. So yeah, by the ocean. I'm also hearing or seeing Sedona, Arizona could be significant as well for some people. Yeah, so there's multiple messages here. You've got the 4 of materials. I'm hearing saving and saving up because this is very much about like protection and boundaries and guarding and security. And the 4 of materials talks a lot about security in the financial sense. So I'm seeing that to acquire this home or to connect to this home, you need to feel first very secure within yourself, especially how that relates to your relationships and your creative expression. And it's like this house is kind of going to be, or is, maybe if you're there already, it's a manifestation of your inner security. So all of those symbols that they were showing us before at ADT and the guard dogs, and they're giving me this, and they're showing me barbed wire and stuff like that. These are all symbols of protection, barriers, right? Boundaries that we have to keep us safe or to keep outside or unwanted influences out. Guardians at the gate. I just heard, guardians at the gate. So it's through this development of inner security, possibly financial security. It doesn't mean being intensely guarded over your money. It just means being able to feel secure in what you do have. Saving could be part of this. And they're showing me saving for sure. You can see the camel in the background there. They just drew my attention there. Another reference to the desert, but there's something about saving, like the water in the hump. I know that that's actually an old wives' tale. That's not literal, but there's something about being able to kind of make do with the bare minimum so that you can have this dream come true, but also not denying those needs in the moment and being able to emotionally express when you need to. There's a whole bunch of messages coming through. So, okay, High Priestess. I am getting a lot of intuitive energy from this group. So group number 1, part of the need for security here and being in a highly charged energetic location could be connected to the fact that you're highly psychic, highly energetically sensitive. And so you do need extra psychic protection, which is also what those symbols could represent, right? Psychic protection. The other side of it is the location needs to be ideal as well, because there's a need for the energy to be safe and cleansed and moving fluidly or be of a high vibration wherever your home happens to be situated or located. They're actually showing me something about negative neighbors. I don't know if this is somewhere you've been before, where you are, but there's something about getting out of a neighborhood or a community or environment that has a lot of negative onlookers, like evil eye casting your way. Because you're highly sensitive, group 1, you will feel this more than the average person. And that's why having a home that is physically, financially, and spiritually safe and secure is so important for you. They just drew my attention to the runes. Maybe some of you are rune readers, or there's something to do with Norse or, like Swedish could be significant as well. I'm just channeling all these things through. So just take what resonates. You guys know these are general readings. They're popping the paisley out to me as well, and they're showing me a paisley couch. Okay, so that's a pretty specific reference as well. Somebody may have their eye on a paisley couch. Not my style, but hey, to each their own. No shade here. I think it would pop. Yeah, the way that they're showing me the house laid out, it's quite eccentric, but it's really beautiful. We have the Page of Emotions, and I think a lot, again, it's to do with creativity and self-expression. Like, this home needs to be a sanctuary for you to be able to creatively self-express. It's a place for you to feel so safe that in that safety you can create. And let me tell you guys, I know firsthand that it is so hard to create and to get into creative flow and to be inspired when you're in survival mode. That's why I'm seeing so much emphasis here for you, group number 1, on security and protection, both energetically, psychically, and also physically. And location, all of it. Because that security that you feel within your soul, energetically, and in your body, and in your finances, and in your home, is going to facilitate some pretty magical stuff that you're going to create. I see a lot of artistic ability within you, and that correlates really nicely with that High Priestess energy, because the third eye is not just connected to being able to see clairvoyantly, it's also connected to artistic expression through visual mediums of art. So I see a lot of different options here for you in regard to the places you could potentially live. But it's more so about what you feel would make you feel the safest, because that's really at the end of the day all that matters. And they're bringing me back to that message again of home is where the heart is. So this could also be to do with relationships, having safe, healthy, loving relationships. Those can help to enhance your creativity. And I'm also seeing releasing of attachments and old energy bonds or cords connected to relationships, specifically romantic relationships, but this could also have to do with, because they were showing us the community before with like neighbors. So it could be neighbors, family, like any kind of relationships that were draining you. Yeah, they said draining your life force energy. That's what spirit, okay, yeah. So Because you're highly energetically sensitive, group 1, you need to protect your energy, cleanse your space, cleanse your energy regularly, cut cords, and not just once, but like this is an ongoing process for you because you are so highly energetically sensitive. It's just kind of like an everyday thing. But a nice, safe home and an internal security system that is completely stable is really going to help that along as well. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of heart and throat. I wasn't actually going to say that. Heart, throat. I did mention the third eye. I'm getting sacral chakra from this as well. So really balancing out the chakra system because the body is your home, right? The body is the home for your soul. So that's kind of the first place to start, creating security there energetically within your physical body and in relationship to other people. That's going to be the foundation that helps you to get the stable finances, the stable the location that's ideal for you. Yeah. And again, they're drawing me a lot to the fish. Maybe Pisces could be significant with that high priestess there. I could definitely feel that vibe. 12th house energy. Oh, you know what? And the 12th house, when we're talking about homes, is isolated homes, not necessarily living in a neighborhood where the neighbors are like right looking over your shoulder from across the lawn. It's like living somewhere that's maybe a little bit more far removed, or a remote location. Yeah, that's very much 12th house. Very much. So it could be somewhere like a sanctuary, like this little place inside of her there. It's an inner sanctuary, a happy place. But again, it's by connecting to that you will find that in the outside world. Because it's always about within and without. As you are, so shall you experience. As you embody, so shall you create. It's all an internal projection from the inside out. So the more you increase your internal security, emotional security, all of the finances and the relationships and the physical home is going to reflect that. Speaking of the 12th house, which also has to do with the subconscious mind, death, the afterlife, the non-physical, we have the death card. So I'm seeing a lot of transformation, and the spider webs here can talk about, again, releasing attachments. I was getting that from the octopus tentacles here in the page of emotions, and the death card is just kind of confirming that to me. So being able to release old attachments to physical locations, to ideas about yourself, I just heard as well, repressing your gifts or your divine creativity. They're showing me the moth kind of like over her mouth. You know what that reminds me of? The movie cover from Silence of the Lambs. Was that the one? Or am I remembering that wrong? But I remember walking through Blockbuster as a kid and being like, ooh, that's creepy. I've still never seen that movie, but so there's something about like maybe the lamb is like the Lamb of God, right? And the silencing of the lamb in that regard, like the way I'm interpreting it in context to this reading, is that you are highly, highly spiritual, a chosen one, one of those 144,000 light workers who is divinely gifted and here to serve a higher purpose. And so there can be this old programming or even people in your life who have tried to stop you from doing that. Or you may have found yourself in situations that were creating impediments to your fulfillment of this divine expression or divine prophecy. So I feel like you've had to like die and be reborn multiple times, group number 1, this resurrection process, ego death after ego death, emotional death, all of these things, and then rebirthing yourself over and over through this like reinvigoration of the self. Phoenix energy very strong here for you, group number 1. Oh, it could even be Phoenix, Arizona. They showed me the Phoenix and then they brought me back to Arizona. So there could be something to do with Arizona specifically. It is a very high vibrational portal area, so makes sense. A lot of high vibrational people are drawn to live there or to visit. But anyway, point being is that there's something about unleashing your truth that I'm seeing here. You have the muse of materials, and that's going to set you on the path towards your abundance. That's going to open up and unlock this financial security is actually what they're telling me. Yeah, financial security that's going to grow into something sustainable. So there's something about letting the old version of you be released. You have the 4 of Swords, 4 of Voices on the bottom of the deck. So relaxing, cleansing, it's like a spiritual bath. Yeah, again, cleansing your energy is going to be super important here because your physical body is your home. So making sure that you're taking care of that is going to be crucial in manifesting Or should I say creating? Because it's not like you're just manifesting it. You're creating it from the inside out. This stable relationship, stable home, stable location, finances, all of it. Okay, we have the untamed goddess Freya and Amber. Yeah, Freya, I was getting something to do with the runes and Nordic civilizations or Nordic cultures. Saying Sweden again. Yeah, so anyway, I don't even know if Sweden is technically Nordic or not. I always get Sweden and what's the other one? Switzerland mixed up. It's because they both have similar sounding names. So the untamed, I feel like you need to be free. Like you need to have a stable home base, group number 1, but you also need to travel. I feel that so strongly. You're very sensitive, and so you are called to different locations for different reasons. You may be a grid worker. Sacred play. Because this is part of it too. It's the inspiration for creativity. So being able to travel and explore and to feel safe in your environment, but also to be free to move and then come back. It's part of this sacred play. Yeah. Polychrome jasper. Jasper is a place in Alberta, I think. It's not spelled like that, but that just popped into my mind, so I needed to mention that. Something about jasper. Okay. Daring rebirth. Yeah, that's what I was saying with the death card there. I mean, I was getting Phoenix energy, and I'm still getting that so strongly here. Goddess Ishtar and Astrophyllite. Daring rebirth. You've had to go through many daring rebirths, and you may have to go through another one to land yourself in this location or in this home or in this... It honestly, it feels like a higher timeline. You guys know I talk about timelines a lot, so I feel like that's why there's a lot here in your reading to do with cleansing your energy field, raising your vibration, getting into alignment emotionally, and then that securing the resources and finances you need to be able to kind of like jump to that higher timeline where this location or this property exists. But I am getting multiple houses for you guys. So you may be more of like a transient person. You may move around a lot, kind of like a gypsy. That's how I roll too. So I totally get it if you're that way. But I do feel like there's a deep need for a sense of security, stability, and home. So that's why I'm getting this. Ideally, you would have this very stable home, and then you'd be able to be free to travel, and you'd have the finances to be able to do that and all that. The other thing that could be also congruent to this energy signature that I'm reading into is being like having multiple houses in different locations. So maybe like vacation homes. I don't know what your financial situation is, but if you get into alignment with this and you're able to save, I think this could be possible for sure. Especially when those attachments are released, because you do have the muse of materials. So it's like it opens up this pathway to this infinite income that does help to support you in being in these different locations, because I do feel like that's part of your divine purpose. It's not just something that you want at the human level. It's very much connected to the divine expression, your artistic creations, and how that is being of service, either energetically or physically or both. Okay, I do feel one more card from this deck. Sensitivity, yes. Confirmation, Ascended Master, Lady Nada, and Rhodochrosite. Heart chakra again, and it's coming underneath that page of emotions card. And I did mention sensitivity. You're highly energetically sensitive, probably emotionally sensitive too, if you're a creator, if you're an artist, if you are a psychic. All of the above, right? There's a lot of energetic sensitivity here, and that's why I'm seeing that you need to be protected. The cross is making me think of like that martyr archetype where people attack the chosen ones, or a lot of psychic attacks is what I'm seeing. So that's why the psychic protection is so important. Crucial is what I just heard from Spirit. It is crucial, group number 1, that you have an internal security system. You know, I do see that you have a lot of external protection as well. Like friends, family could be part of that, but I'm specifically seeing guides, angels, support team, galactic beings around you from your origin, possibly Sirius. Could be something else. But I'm getting a lot of water energy from this group specifically. So, and as I say that, we're diving into the water deck. I didn't even mean to say diving in, literally in the water deck. Stagnant water is feeling stuck, a call for shifts, flow, and change. So I think this is going to be part of the Daring Rebirth group number 1, is that, first of all, cleansing the waters. The waters are the emotional layers of the body. They're the creative flow. It's also the psychic, energetic, vital force energy, which they were talking about earlier. So there's some clearing that needs to happen in the energy body, possibly in your home as well, like right now, whichever home you happen to be in at the moment. They are calling you to do some psychic protection work on your home. So sage your home, cleanse your home, use sound frequencies if you have that available. I mean, everybody does. It's online. You can get it for free now. So that's great. Do any kind of energetic clearing or healing of the body as well. Salt baths, rose petals in the bath. This is what's depicted here in this card. So yeah, you can do like a spiritual bath in that way. Reiki energy healing, prayer, meditation, visualization, all of these things are going to be helpful. Atlantis. Oh, that's the water vibe for sure. I didn't even think of Atlantis. Keep the big vision. Stay in alignment as you grow. Okay. So there may be connection to Atlantis here, which is why I'm getting the water vibe so strongly. It's like mermaid energy. That's why I think you would do very well, group number 1, to live by the ocean, if that's something that you desire. It would be very creatively stimulating is what they're showing me, to live by water. And it would be very cleansing naturally, like you could just go outside and stand in the salt air and it would be very cleansing for your aura. So it would be a lot easier. You wouldn't have to work as hard to clear out some of the things that are just kind of like, they naturally build up or they're just around you in your environment, things like that. I'm seeing a lot of change though. They just drew me back to the word change here in this card. Change. So flowing with change and having kind of like the courage to be able to go through this daring rebirth within yourself. Yeah, seeing that very strongly. So group number 1, I see a gateway opening up for you. They're drawing my attention to these 3 images that all kind of have like this sort of portal or gateway here, like this one specifically too. But so there's something about moving through a gateway at this time. They're specifically telling me it's right now. So you're moving through a gateway right now where it's almost like an initiation and you need to do some extra cleansing or some extra release, cutting those cords of attachment. We are in the eclipse portal at the time that I'm filming this, so it could be directly related to that. But I'm seeing a lot of like soul level sort of things all coinciding at once. Like there's multiple cycles that are layered on top of each other. And what you're meant to be doing right now is just cleansing and clearing, because you are going through this very, very sacred, I want to call it sacred rebirth. It is a death and rebirth process, and you might be feeling extra sensitive right now, but you are going to be shifting into a new timeline or a new arena where this new home environment, internally and then externally, is going to be made available for you. So keep your eyes peeled for opportunities to move, travel, or to... If you're already in this home and it's feeling like it's very good for you and you're safe there and you're secure there, then they're just really talking about or emphasizing the need to do the energetic cleansing or upkeep, because you are especially energetically sensitive right now. But I am getting a side message for somebody in this group related to a partner. So there could be something to do with this initiation, this move, or this location in particular that you're going to be in or that you already are in, that is going to, through the releasing of attachment to old relationships, draw in a romantic partner that's very aligned with you and that helps in your creative expression in some way. Maybe they're like a muse to you, or they give you a sense of protection and security. They're like the guard dog that makes you feel safe so that you can really step into your divine gifts and your sensitivity and allow that creativity to flow. So just take what resonates, guys, but that's what I see for you. Oh, and I looked up and it was 2333 on the recording time, so that feels like confirmation from your guides. And the capacity, the number 2 is really standing out as this master builder number to be able to create this reality for yourself. So, all right, guys, that's what I have for you today. Thank you so much for being here on the channel. I enjoy connecting with you and your energies through these readings. Thank you for all of the support you guys show me. You can do it really simply just by liking the video. It helps to get these messages out to more people who may need them. So thank you for assisting me in serving the collective. You can subscribe to my channel to stick around for more readings, become a member as well if you'd like to dive into the members only content, as well as more connection with me. And thank you so much to all of the members and subscribers who have sent in donations to us, decks and gifts and things like that. I so appreciate and love you. And we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right. Hi, group number 2. Welcome to your reading. You chose this particular house. And the first thing that I really noticed about this one, and it's drawing my attention now, is the darkness. This one's at night. So I'm getting a place that you've never been before. It's dark to you in the sense that you have not found it yet. You haven't seen it yet. So there's something about this that is veiled to you. It feels like a surprise, group number 2. Honestly, that's what it feels like. It's like you're not meant to know about this location or about this home. And I'm also getting something about your soul origin. So when we're talking about the highest level of home, this is kind of like our state of connection to source. And this can also be about the environment you were raised in at soul level, meaning the planet that you first incarnated into, which may or may not be Earth. And I'm feeling like if you have been looking for information about your starseed origin or about your soul origin or more information about your soul, but you haven't been able to access it or find it, they're giving me a message specifically that that's for a reason and that it will be revealed. They're showing me the lights in the house, in the rooms in the house coming online. So there will be the information revealed at the times when you're ready. It's just like there's this process that's going on behind the scenes where it's kind of like, well, it's not even kind of like, it is divine order. And so there is a very specific sequence of events or timing to this that is being orchestrated by the divine. So that's the first big message coming through for you guys, but let's get some additional information on the idea of home or the energy of home for you. The moon card, yeah, that's exactly what I was getting. It's nighttime and it's veiled to you. It's something you don't see. That's exactly what I was getting. Thank you, Spirit, for immediately confirming it. Instant confirmation. So there's something you're not meant to know here, group number 2. Now we're going to try and get as much information as we can for you, because Spirit would not have drawn you to this reading if you weren't meant to know something within this reading. But there's going to be a lot of it that's kind of veiled, and that's meant to be that way. So they're just kind of like prefacing this reading by saying that. So I'm interested to see what's going to come out. Let's find out more information. 7 of Voices. Oh, I see. Okay, so the 7 of Swords, that's what this card is. It's a mystery. It's something hidden. It's happening behind your back, but I'm not seeing that in a bad way in this case. It's just, again, it's not something that you are privy to at this moment. It's happening very stealthily, and I'm getting the energy of surprise. Like it's meant to be a surprise. You're not meant to know about this at this time. But you may be able to sense it because you have the foxes really standing out to me here in this card, and the moon is also about sensitivity and being able to feel beyond what is physically visible to you. So I'm getting this feeling that you sense something coming, group number 2. Maybe it's a move, maybe it's a breakthrough in something, I'm almost getting like this energy of something just dropping into your lap very unexpectedly. But there's a lot of serendipity around it. And they're telling me they're giving me a message directly for you, group number 2, to pay attention to the synchronicities. Pay attention to the synchronicities. There's going to be information in those. And if you guys are new on the channel here, I always talk about synchronicities. I encourage you to start a monthly synchronicities journal, tracking all of the repeating quote unquote coincidences, because they're not, they're meaningful co-occurrences that Spirit will use to communicate with you, whether the direction you're going is aligned or giving you information about how to move through life. I even have a Synchronicities Oracle deck, which is in pre-print right now, which you can pre-order as well if you're interested in checking that out. The link is below. But the point I'm trying to make here, group number 2, is that there's something you don't see, and Spirit is directly recommending that you pay attention to the synchronicities because they're going to be giving you some information, not all of it, but it's going to help. Yeah, you have the Muse of Voices. Voices are all about communication, and they're giving me the words divine messages, and pay attention to divine messengers as well. Okay, so there's something about this that's going to be like the wind in your sails, or you're going to be able to see the wind changing. The wind will change, and it's like you'll feel it. You won't see it, but you'll feel it. It's all very veiled. It's fascinating to me. Page of Inspiration. Like, I'm wondering why. Why is this veiled from you? Oh, I got the word protection. Okay, so it's protecting you. There's something you're not meant to know, because if you knew it, you might block it unconsciously. Oh, right. Because there's a lot of subconscious mechanisms that can sometimes sabotage us. And if you have some of those old self-sabotage mechanisms still lingering around in the subconscious mind, even if you've done a lot of mental or conscious work to subvert those things and replace them with more aligned ways of thinking or feeling, I'm getting that there's something about this home or this new, I'm almost getting like a new lifestyle or new approach to life that's coming in that is possibly on some level so far out of your comfort zone in some way that you would unconsciously block it if you knew the details of it. So that's why it's being protected from you, so that you don't know, so that when it does happen, you're surprised, but you're also, I'm getting this energy of very much elated is actually the word. I was going to say excited, but elated is the word that they're giving me. So you're really, really enthusiastic about this occurrence. Whatever happens, it's like it's going to be a really beautiful thing. I also see consciousness expansion happening. So you maybe, like, the home can also be about the consciousness, your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit. And I'm seeing the lights turning on in the house being also a representation or a symbol of like the many mansions or the many rooms of the mansions of spirit, the mansions of God. So being able to turn on different rooms or lights within those rooms can also represent different states of consciousness that you're able to access, which is why maybe you're not meant to know too much about it just yet. You have 2 pages back to back. Page of Voices also, these are the messengers. Yeah, okay, so in the tarot, the pages they're learners, and they can be messengers. It's like the page boy. You send them to go do little errands and stuff, or you get them to relay information, like, so pay attention. They're showing me the glasses again. Pay attention to the synchronicities, watch the signs, the symbols, the repeating things that, especially when they stand out to you, like the way Spirit shows me synchronicities is kind of like they like pop out a little bit. It's like if everything else is kind of flush with the surface, the synchronicity will pop out at me. It's like it becomes 3D, metaphorically speaking. And I can tell that's a synchronicity versus something that just repeats. Like I can see something, like I can see a leaf blowing in the wind 3 times and not feel like that's a synchronicity, like that has meaning. I'm not going to go on a wild goose chase trying to figure out things that aren't relevant. When that another time there could be something that happens and it just happens once, but it really stands out. And I'm like, oh, that I felt that, through my whole body. There's something important about that. I need to pay attention. So the reason they're having me talk about this is because it's your discernment that's going to help you to, I guess, prepare for this. But they're also showing me that you don't really need to do much. A lot of this work is already going on behind the scenes, but they want you to follow the synchronicities. Somehow this could be part of it. Ace of Emotions. It's somehow part of it. They're showing me you emerging, like the way that she's kind of cresting above the surface here. So you're emerging. I did just hear Dark Night of the Soul. Oh, okay. Right, dark night, the moon at night, and the house was dark. Group number 2, oh my God, I just got full body shivers, like chills of truth. Okay, so have you been going through a dark night of the soul, or maybe like many or layers of that? And you're emerging out of that now. You're being cleansed, body, mind, and soul is what they just told me. And you're reinvigorating yourself. You're stepping into a new life is basically what this is. It's like much bigger than just a house. This is like an entirely new life. And that's why they're saying that you're not meant to know all the details of it yet, because it's going to unfold. It's very divinely orchestrated. They keep giving me that message. Like it's so divinely constructed that the mortal mind is not meant to know all of the details, but you are meant to feel it for sure. You're meant to start looking at the clues. You're definitely meant to feel it. The Queen of Emotions. You're definitely meant to feel it. So that's why they've drawn you to this reading today, is because you're going to feel something in this reading that's also going to be catalyst. Like, I'm a synchronicity activator. So if you've never experienced synchronicities before, you're going to start seeing them once you watch one of my videos, because I'm a soul level activator for that. And I've heard a lot of you saying like how the synchronicities in the videos are so intense, and you're seeing all of these things confirm to you, basically, because that's what synchronicities can do as well. It's confirm what you're getting intuitively, what you're seeing, or what you're feeling. So that's something you're going to be getting here. I'm feeling this card as well. Again, emotions. Yeah, you're going to be feeling it. You're going to be feeling it so strongly. Group number 2. Okay. The wheel. I felt called to turn the deck over, and the bottom of the deck, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, your fate's about to change big time, group number 2. It's a whole new life. A whole new world. It's a whole new way of being. They're showing me the lunar cycles again, and you had the moon card. So it's definitely unseen, and it's divinely, there could be some astrological influences in this as well. Yeah, there's some astrological influences, and the moon is also to do with emotions and like the shift in cycles. So there's a shift in your emotional cycles within the body, which is the home of the spirit, right? It's the home of the soul. So you are, yeah, see the way the wheel spins like that, and then you have this, it's evolution. You're evolving. You're raising your consciousness. You're expanding your mind. Your emotional awareness is heightening, is what they're showing me. And I feel like this is really going to surprise you, but you're going to really enjoy it. They're showing me the white horse here, and it's like this purity, this fresh start. You're emerging from the waters reborn, is what they just told me. So since we just used the word waters, and we have a lot of water here, there was a lot of water in the other group too, so lots to do with that. Those 2 cards, okay. King Tide, plenty, prosperity, receiving the fullness of life. Wow, it's beautiful. The waters here, like the clear, crystal clear waters in the rainbow, like the aurified light there. You're cleansing the aura. You're coming out of the dark night of the soul. You're purifying your energetic field. I keep getting this energy of being reborn, like coming out of the waters. You know, like when they do born again type of things, they dunk you in the lake and then you come up and you're like a new person. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. Like, this is an entirely new version of you. Bounteous, wow, generously given, relationships and coming together. So both of these cards are talking about plenty, prosperity, generously given, receiving the fullness of life, things coming together. Like, it's all going to make sense, group number 2. It's all going to make sense, and you're going to see that this was all for your highest good, even the harder things that you've experienced. It's all going to make sense. But there's something here that they want you to, like, I guess, embrace the change, or feel into, like, feel the change. Let me see. Sacred ecosystem. Yeah, you're being cleansed because there's this entirely new version of you that's being born. And this is going to change your physical location, or possibly. Not for all of you. I'm being called to mention that. Not for all of you. For some of you, this is a very internal process. And this is talking about like the way that your body houses the soul. But for others of you, there may be a physical change in the ecosystem. If you don't move, it's like the way that you interact with the ecosystem around you. If it's moving into a different location, then that ecosystem around you will be more conducive to your ongoing health and spiritual expansion. Her eye ever open. Wow. Okay, that's what I mean. The darkness is not being able to see. I was getting that from the very beginning. The moon card is very psychic, but it's the unseen realms. We see by feeling. Although clairvoyancy in the third eye can be visually actually seeing, but that's really only like a quarter of the picture. I talk about this a lot, where it's important that we also feel and tune into our other heightened psychic senses, because just seeing something is not always the truth. even though we get that information, like even though spirit will show me images or things like that, I still have to contextualize it with my other clairsentient and clairaudient and messages that come through, my inner knowing, and my own logic and rationale. So it's kind of like all of these different pieces come together, but I'm seeing those lights in the house come on. So this is the house of spirit awakening within you. That's really what this is about for you, group number 2. It's not really a literal house or home. It's you waking up to your true nature, to your true self. Yeah, I wonder if I can fit in some more. Like if I put that there, I can get one more from this deck. They want 2 more. I only made room for 1, Spirit. What am I going to do with this other one? Oh, that could be a message for you as well, group number 2. That just kind of hit when I said that. I was like, oh, there could be, maybe you're making room in your life for someone to come in because they did say something about relationships here, or your ecosystem could be changing in regard to your relationships. People coming, people going. Maybe the dark night of the soul took people out of your life, and this new era is going to bring people in who are in alignment. Yeah, Ace of Emotions can be offers of new love, friendship, family. I don't know. Take it as it resonates. Heart healing. Yeah. This is part of it. Because as you heal your heart, you expand your consciousness. The heart really does channel the consciousness. I'm just going to put this like that, I think. Do I like that? No. Like this? No. Okay. Anyway. Passion of the Lion Heart. Sekhmet. She's super intense. Sekhmet presented herself to me years ago. I kept hearing the word Sekhmet in my mind, and I didn't know what that was. And then I was going through my jewelry box, and I found this necklace that I guess used to belong to my mom. I don't know how it came into my possession. It was just there. And it was this lion-headed Egyptian goddess with like a ball on her head. And I was like, what is this? And they kept repeating the word Sekhmet. So finally, eventually I Googled it. And the image of Sekhmet, the Egyptian goddess of, well, it's hard to kind of say what she's the ruler of, but some people associate her with war and stuff like that. But in my experience working with her, she's more about transformation and like facing your fears and initiations. I would say she's more like the goddess of initiations. So anyway, I looked at the image and I'm like, that's the necklace that I found. So she literally presented herself to me physically through the necklace and also clairaudiently. And she's come up many times in my journey. I work closely with her when I need it. So there's something here, again, it's like a massive transformation that you're going through. There's something that's being kind of burned off in your environment. There's something that's being transmuted out. And as that process is happening, I'm seeing like sacred fire in your auric field. As that process is happening, the emotional body is being cleansed, the heart is being cleansed, and there's some shifts and changes that are going to be taking place in your life that are going to unlock this. The phrase that's coming through is higher level destiny. Higher level destiny, because it's part of your soul's evolution process. Now, I am curious to see if we can get any information at all about like any kind of physical location of home or anything that you're meant to know in regard to that, if possible. But I do get, again, that a lot of it is veiled. You have the world reversed. They're saying you got to close out this cycle first. Yeah. And they showed me King Tide and the tides and the moon. Again, this is like there's something about cycles. Right? The moon comes in, the tide goes in, the moon goes out, the tide goes out, or something like that. So, or the other way around, I don't know. But there's kind of like this natural process that's happening. And they're showing me the world turning clairvoyantly in my mind. So there's, again, it's like these cycles of time. Because the world turns, and that's how we measure passage of time. The world rotates once around the sun, that's a day. So I feel like there's again, it's masked to you. They just showed me the mask on her face. Like, it's masked to you. It's veiled to you intentionally, and you're just not meant to know. And me kind of poking and prodding at spirit to try and get this information. They're like, no, we're going to announce it when it's time. It's kind of like the cooks are in the kitchen making your meal, and they don't want you like poking around back there and being like, hey, is it time yet? Can I eat yet? Is it ready yet? Like, they're like, it's coming. And they're going to announce it very loudly when it does come. Like, when it is time, you're going to know. And it's going to be so blatantly obvious. It's like, you're not going to be able to miss it. Where before it was like everything was veiled and secluded, and you didn't know what was going on. There was a lot of confusion, maybe some doubt. I feel like this was all part of the process. Yeah, my throat chakra almost just closed up there. So there was a lot of doubt that kind of came from this. Fear possibly even as well. The Hanged Man, feeling stuck and unable to move, and feeling afraid because you're like, what do I do? But this was all part of the perspective shift. Dark nights of the souls are not easy, and we don't go through one of them. Usually we go through layers and layers and layers of them, because this is a spiral process of soul evolution. It's not a linear one. It constantly cycles back on itself and expands. So whether this is your first dark night of the soul or your 50th, it's either way, this was veiled to you. It was not easy, but they're letting you know that this is all in divine timing and alignment. And this is going to be announced to you very loudly when it's time. You have the Queen of Cups again. So you have her twice. Again, they're saying, like, trust your intuition, trust your emotions, follow what you feel. I just heard follow what you feel. And they're bringing me back to the message about paying attention to the synchronicities, the symbols, the signs. And use your discernment. That's key as well. Six of Pentacles. I think this is going to be about you receiving something, group number 2, because again, they're like, we can't tell you what it is or when it is or why it's happening, but you just need to trust that there's something that you're going to get. Plenty, bountiful harvest, things coming together, Six of Pentacles, like you're going to receive something. And it's going to be as a result of you doing this heart healing and this awakening process and cleansing, transforming yourself. Yeah, going through this massive rebirth cycle, and that really unlocking for you this next level receiving of whatever this thing is. Six of Swords reversed. I'm hearing stay put for now. Stay put for now, because you're transforming, and the point of transformation is not the point of movement. Sometimes it can be, but I'm seeing specifically in this instance, group number 2. And I'm noticing that I may have used the word specifically multiple times in this reading. If I have, there's a message here about specificity as well, especially since a lot of this stuff has been veiled. So you haven't been able to see the specifics, but they're telling me that you will be. But anyway, they're saying that like the point of transformation is not the point of movement, because you're in a kind of a vulnerable state. It's like the cocoon stage of the butterfly, where it's melted down into goo, and it's painful, and it's dark, and it doesn't know when it's going to be time to emerge, but it will happen. It's just a natural process. The butterfly will re-solidify, or the caterpillar, I should say, will re-solidify into the butterfly, and then the chrysalis will be broken out of. But the time to move is not when you're in that goo state. That would be counterproductive, because that would hamper the evolution that's going on. So they want you to stay put right now, because you're transforming and you're healing. King of Swords, they just keep telling me that you're going to get the information when you need it. So pay attention to, again, I'll say it again, the signs, the symbols, the synchronicities. Look, you have the Death card. I knew it. This is a huge transformation. It's very balanced and it's in divine order. There may be a contract around this at soul level to embody this higher state of consciousness. And so the transformative process, though it's painful, look, you've got the white horse again. White horse could be a significant symbol as well. Pay attention to white horses. White clothing could be significant. And then you'll have the call to move or to shift or to expand when it's time, or you'll receive something when it's time, but it's like you're just not quite there yet. Yeah, you've got the Ace of Cups twice and the Queen of Cups twice in your reading. So you've got a lot of emotional, intuitive backup. Your spirit guides, your team are helping you through this process. They want you to know that very strongly. Again, we have moon cycles. You see, there's something about the astrology of this. There's something about the influence of the moon or the emotions that are all involved intricately with this process and this death and rebirth cycle that you're in. The Seven of Pentacles, you will harvest when the time is right, but the time is not yet right. It's coming though. And I don't think I'll find out when, but look, you've got the Empress as well. So yeah, it's coming. You're going to harvest. You're going to have plenty. Prosperity is assured, but it's like the security right now needs to just be in this knowing that you're going through a transformative process. So when it comes to home, the security within your body, the security within your soul, the security within your ecosystem, your environment, your physical location, the relationships you're in, all of these things related to home, they're getting an overhaul, okay? They're getting an overhaul, and it's connected to these like cycles within cycles within cycles. But as you do this healing work, possibly psychic development work, this is going to help you, but you just don't see it. She's blindfolded. You just don't see it yet, but you will. Okay? So that's what I have for you, group number 2. That's the reading. Sorry that there's not too much detail or specifics on the physicality of home, but that's just what Spirit wanted to bring through in this reading. So that's what Spirit wanted you to know. I hope this was helpful in some way. I mean, that's why I do these readings, is to help you and to confirm to you and to bring through these synchronicities and these activations to get you into alignment. I'm not here to just deliver messages. I'm here to activate you. I'm here to help you heal. I'm here to help your soul evolve. That's what I do at soul level. So that's what this reading is going to be providing for you if that's what you've come to receive at soul level. So you might not see it, but you will. All right, guys, I am sending you so much love for your greatest and highest good through this death and rebirth, dark night of the soul transformation into your highest divine self. Thank you so much for being here on the channel. Don't be shy in commenting below, letting me know how this resonates or what kind of a process you've been going through. I've been through many dark nights of the soul myself, so I can totally relate and provide guidance if you guys need it. If you would like to dive deeper here on the channel, we do have memberships available. So you can hit the join button down below the video to access the members only content and live streams with me where I provide healings, activations, and personal readings for the members. Thank you so much for everybody who sends in donations through decks and gifts and monetary donations. I am so deeply grateful to you guys, and everything that you send in, you get blessed in return as well. So thank you so much. I love you, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right. Hi, group number 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose this house. And I got to say that I was like setting aside the cards from group 2's reading, and I kept hearing the word California, and then Spirit started playing the song California Knows How to Party. So I feel like there's something to do with California. And then when I look at the image of the house, I can totally picture that being in California or in LA or something like that. So there's something about the great state of California that could be relevant to home. Maybe you live there, maybe you're going to live there, maybe you have lived there, maybe you want to live there. You have the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Maybe you feel like you don't have the finances to live there. I've visited California, and I have friends in California, and I know that it's pretty expensive. So maybe there's something about traveling there or saving up to go there. Let's find out more information. Whoa, you've got 2 knights reversed back to back. That's interesting. Okay, so there's kind of like some stuck movement here. Or something's not moving in some way. Okay, but then as soon as I say that, we have the 8 of Wands, which is like super fast movement. But it can also be about movement that has already been set in motion and is out of your control. Okay, I gotcha. Thank you, Spirit, for clarifying that. So this is something, there's some kind of movement that's happening. Maybe you're aware of it. Maybe you're not. They're showing me the sheep down below here. Can you see can you see that there? Where I feel like most of them are not paying attention. Maybe there's one of them that's looking up at these wands like, what's going on with that? So there's something about paying attention to something or seeing the movement happening, even though maybe it's not, or most people are not. You got another knight. Nights are all about quests, movement, action. Maybe there's like an adventure that you want to go on. Wheel of Fortune. And it's part of your destiny, part of your fate. Capricorn is really standing out to me there. Capricorn could be significant. Capricorn season, Capricorn energy, saving money. Capricorn's very good at saving money. They're very practical. They're very goal-oriented. That could be part of this as well. I think Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, isn't it? Yeah. So Saturnian energy is all about timing. It's very slow moving, which was kind of what I was getting initially. But I think that it's like it's going to be really slow and then all of a sudden it's going to shoot off and be really fast. Yeah, because it's like there's this slow movement where things are not moving or you're not seeing any movement and then all of a sudden something moves. So you might be like building up to move somewhere, or this might happen very suddenly. You've got the Seven of Cups reversed. I feel like this is a dream place. Maybe you're dreaming to live somewhere. It doesn't have to be California, but it's like you're dreaming to live somewhere and you don't see how that's going to happen. Like this is a quest that you have, a dream or goal or a wish that you have in your heart. But on some level, there's this feeling of like, I'm never going to be able to get that. And I think that you are and you will, because the Wheel of Fortune here is telling me that it's part of your fate or part of your destiny. You might have to work towards it, but it is possible. Yeah, they just said, don't quit your daydream. You know, like the old adage of don't quit your day job. But this one's saying don't quit your daydream. And when I think of California, I think of like this archetype of people moving there because they have a dream, because they're artists, or because they want to be in show business. I did notice Leo standing out here as well in the wheel, the zodiac wheel there, the Leo sign stood out to me. And Leo's very dramatic and expressive and likes to be in the spotlight. I just take it how it resonates. I'm not sure how this is going to apply, but I'm just relaying what I'm getting. So there's something about a dream that may have not been showing you any progress or seems impossible, like a pipe dream, you know, but there's going to be some kind of momentum or movement, some kind of a shift, like an external shift that puts you in that direction in some way. And I'm hearing makes your dream a reality. It makes your dream a reality. Could be a person. You have the King of Swords, maybe, I don't know, like the archetypal story that I'm seeing. This doesn't have to be literal, but the archetypal story I'm seeing is like somebody who lives in Arkansas. I don't know why I'm getting all of these like America vibes. I'm from Canada. So, but anyway, but we'll just roll with it. Someone from Arkansas, like small town, backwoods, like they don't have really any physical opportunity to be successful in show business. Like, let's say that's just not, they're not in the right area. But maybe they have the talent or they have the dream. And so they're kind of like, you know, I've been dreaming about this. I've been wanting this since I was little. It's been in my heart for so long, but I don't see how that's ever going to happen. This is just a pipe dream. It's never going to actually manifest. But then all of a sudden someone comes in, like maybe that person does a play or puts on a show or something or does something, and they get noticed, they get discovered, you know, and then from there, there's very fast movement, and it's like overnight something shifts drastically and dramatically where this dream is fulfilled or becomes a possibility to be fulfilled quite quickly or faster than was expected. My mom always used to say it takes 10 years to become an overnight success. And I think there's a lot of truth to that. You know, it takes a lot of behind the scenes work to be able to get things moving towards our goals sometimes. And I'm kind of seeing that here. So they're saying don't lose hope or don't lose faith, group number 3, in regard to your ideal home. I'm seeing vision boards and manifesting. So like visualize it, write out the details of your home, but don't get too attached to it. Just see it, just feel it, just be there, walk around it, maybe even go out to that location or Google Maps it and, you know, like look at houses for sale. They're showing me all of these things. So getting very clear on what you want is kind of half of it. And then the other half is releasing the attachment to that, which is kind of hard to do once you've done all this work of visualizing and like getting really emotionally invested in what you want. But that's the process of manifestation. It's like being emotionally detached, but also focused. Yeah, and intentional. 6 of Swords. I heard it's not time yet as soon as I flipped it over. It's just not time yet. But it will be. Yeah, you're going to be celebrating. I'm seeing, I don't know if you have a desire to be very social, because what they're showing me now is like going to like premiere parties and bumping elbows and drinking champagne and things like that. I don't know. I don't think that lifestyle is for everyone, but this could just be a metaphor. But they are showing me people cheersing. So I feel like you're going to be celebrating when this does happen, but you might feel really blocked to it right now, or like there was things that were blocking your way to whatever this dream home is for you. But I do think there's a destiny to this. There's an aspect of destiny to this. You've got a touch of destiny about you, group number 3, and you have the Hanged Man. I just keep getting a lot of stuck energy, but it's almost like it's building up and building up. Like the more stuck it is, the more pressure builds. And it's like eventually something's got to give, something's got to give. And that's when that Wheel of Fortune will just like click right over like that. And you're going to be celebrating this stable home, but it's like, it's just, you don't see it. You don't see it. You could be in completely the opposite scenario right now, like not having a home, struggling, trying to figure out where you're going to go or what you're going to do, or feeling hopeless about your dream. I don't know, but there's something here about just kind of feeling like it's not possible. Yeah, losing hope. That's the Star card, and feeling like my dream, this is a hopeless dream, or it's aimless, or it's useless, or it's like I'm just deluding myself. And Spirit has brought you to this reading to say, no, that's not true. There's a reason why that dream has been planted in you. There's a reason why you were given that. There's a reason why you have the talent or the skill or the desire that you have. It doesn't even have to be about, the talent aspect of it. It's just like, if you have a desire to live in a home or a particular place, there's a reason for that, because you're meant to. And especially when it's been something that's been there for so long, and maybe you've held this dream for a long time, or you've even put in work towards this. But it's like there's been something going on behind the scenes you haven't seen, and it's going to be revealed to you at a very particular time. So don't give up hope, okay? The 10 of Swords reversed, that's what Spirit really wanted you to know by bringing you to this reading, is like, don't give up hope, because there's going to be some kind of a breakthrough here that I'm seeing. Yeah, they're showing me this planet in the background kind of looks like Neptune. Neptune is about dreams and fantasies and things, but it's also about sometimes delusion and stuff like that. So again, they're saying like there's going to be clarity around this dream, and you're going to see that it was not a delusion. It was, I feel like you've been either gaslighting yourself into thinking it's a delusion of grandeur, or you've allowed other people to doubt, to sow seeds of doubt into your mind. But like I'm seeing the dove, the Holy Spirit, the divine is letting you know that no, there's a reason you have this goal, or there's a reason you have this desire. It just brought me to his feet, and they showed me these like sort of chain-like shoes that he's got on. It feels like maybe you were strapped to the ground, like you felt chained down, you couldn't move. No matter what you did, you didn't see progress forward. But again, it's like there's something moving that you don't see. Maybe you're so focused on the ground down here that you're not looking up, so you don't see it. But I think if you felt into it, you could feel it. It's kind of feeling to me similar to group number 2's reading. If you felt called to that reading as well, I just need to mention it because I'm seeing some similarities here. They're a bit different, but there's definitely similarities. There's going to be a stable point that you will get to here with this. And you will see that the dream was not for nothing, that the dream was actually almost like a prophecy of the future. But I'm seeing so much distortion in how that dream was perceived, or how it was how you were able to see it. Yeah, I don't know. There's something about that. I'm also getting Uranian energy. So like a big shift will happen quite suddenly in some way. I did mention like a dream, like I'd been dreaming about this since I was a child or since I was a kid. That's the 6 of Cups. So yeah, this is something that you've had a dream of for a really, really long time. And maybe you have seen absolutely no progress with it, which, like if you have a dream since you were a kid and you're like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and you don't see anything come of it, of course that's going to be discouraging. Of course that's going to be depressing and crush your hopes and dreams and make you feel aimless or even resentful. But I'm being called to say to you, group number 3, and I would not say this to you unless I felt it strongly within my bones as truth, because I'm not here to fluff your ego. I'm not here to cushion the blow of some kind of failure. No, I'm here as a divine speaker for God. On behalf of Spirit, I am here to relay these messages to you, and I'm here to get you into your highest timeline. That's literally my job at soul level. So I'm not here to tell you, follow your dreams, it's going to work out, just so that you can fail. I'm here to tell you, follow your dreams because it's your destiny. Because you must not give up hope. Because you are meant to be there and do that and be that version of you. And it will happen if you believe. The transformation will come as a result of your faith, is what they just said. 5 of Swords. And I'm seeing, do not listen to naysayers. If you need to keep this dream private, keep it private. Don't tell it to people, because people are going to crap all over it. Maybe they have. Maybe you were a little kid and you were like, I want to do this. And somebody was like, no, that's not possible. That's not realistic. Get a job, get a real job, like something like that, They're saying, no. Decondition those thoughts, decondition that wounding, decondition that programming, because there is hope here. And there may be concerns about money around this, or about showing yourself, or about being, stable and abundant to be able to live this. I don't know if this is like a high life that you're wanting, like a high life of being, I don't know. Yeah, they're playing Beverly Hills. That's where I want to be. Isn't that Beverly Hills is in California? It's Hollywood. Hollywood. Yeah, there's something about Hollywood here. But again, it doesn't have to be literal. This may just be metaphor for a dream that you have. And that's kind of the archetypal story that Spirit has chosen. But that's the message that's really coming through strongly. And the peacock here, again, it's like being able to feel worthy of shining in the way that you do. That's very Leo energy, but also feeling abundant and secure enough to be able to pursue this dream or goal. That's Capricorn. So I see this blooming for you, but it's just like maybe this is like a late bloomer type of situation, or it was like something to do with the timing. Page of Cups as well. A lot of pages and knights here. So there's maybe even a lot of people involved in this. Finances seem to be an issue here. Finances seem to be a concern. You're like, how am I going to afford this place? Or how am I going to, how am I going to do this? Again, they're showing me, they're almost showing me like the movie Burlesque. I love that. It's one of my favorite movies with Christina Aguilera. And it's like that, the archetype of this like down home girl who's got like nothing. And she spends her last, $5 to get a bus ticket or whatever to Hollywood. And then she has to live in this motel and stuff gets stolen from her. And it's just like, it's never going to work. But then she ends up having her breakthrough moment. So there's something about money and dreams and going from one way of living to a completely different one and having faith, or look at that, unconditional trust. This is what Spirit is calling you to do, because you have this idea for a reason. You have this calling for a reason. You've been wanting this since you were a child because your soul knew that this was destined for you. But you are being called to have unconditional trust. And that home will be there. And it's beyond just a physical location is what they're showing me. It's more than just that. It's like your new home in terms of your state of being. Your way of identifying and seeing yourself will change, because as you step into this dream for real, your version of like the way you see yourself, the way you self-identify is going to change drastically. You're going to see yourself as someone completely different, more aligned with who you were always meant to be. Yeah. I want to say you're a star, group number 3. I don't know who this is for or who this is going to resonate with, but this is coming through so strongly. You're a star, and you do have the star card. Let me turn that upright, because you need to have hope. You need to have faith. You need to follow your inner North Star, because it is guiding you. North Node possibly could be significant here. North Node is to do with your destiny in regard to what you're meant to develop into. But it might feel a little bit impossible because your soul's never really done that before, but it's like written into your contract at soul level. So you're meant to be a star. You have rest. Archangel Remiel and Aragonite. I'm hearing arrested movement. Yeah, you felt like you were arrested or chained or trapped or like stuck in some way. Aragonite might be helpful here. I've never worked really with Aragonite, but they're calling me to mention that. So Google the spiritual meaning of Aragonite. Put it in the comments below for other people, because I feel like there's something to do with the energy specifically of Aragonite, but I personally don't know what that is because I've never worked with it. And I'm being called to mention root chakra is important here. So it could have something to do with the root chakra. Oh my God, confirmation, safe to be seen. I was getting that from the peacock. Like maybe it doesn't feel safe for you to be seen and you need to work through some of those unconscious blocks because you're meant to be seen, group number 3. You're meant to be a star. You're meant to be visible, and your home is going to reflect that. That's why they don't want to talk about any other home potentials. They're really just talking here in this reading about your destiny, like, and how that inadvertently relates to your location and your home. But it's something about being seen. I did just hear New York as well. And I know that in the States, like California and New York are the biggest cities. And those are the ones where there's a lot of like action in, they're showing me an action sign. Yeah. So like filming could be significant here. Acting could be significant here. Maybe singing for somebody as well. But I'm getting like just being in these areas that have more of that potential, but they're very expensive to live. So again, it's like this, but it's like working through this fear of being seen. Individuality, following your own individual path. I feel like you got gaslit a lot, or you got discouraged. I think maybe that's a better word for it, because I don't think people meant to do this to you. And gaslighting is more like intentional than anything else. So I feel like you were just, unhelpfully discouraged by people, group number 3, and they may have told you that's not possible, or that's not realistic, or it's not, yeah. So I'm feeling like this is kind of like who you are, and denying that is actually putting you further and further away from yourself, and you are your home. So this is about coming home to yourself, really embracing your individuality, your stardom is, they keep saying that, your stardom, your light, your authenticity, that it's safe to be seen. For now, just rest and work on building this unconditional trust from within yourself, because that is going to help you transform and heal into this version of you that is going to fulfill this destiny. Grace for the grand gesture. Yes, because the healing and the trust that you're working on and that you're meant to be working on, group number 3, is going to help you to see some kind of a grand gesture. Like it's all of a sudden something's going to happen. A breakthrough moment, they just said. Yeah, I'm hearing it so strongly, so strongly. Group number 3, a breakthrough moment. And it might be unexpected, but it's fated. Planetary wave, soul mission, trust the inner call, and soul team. This is part of your soul mission. This is what they're talking about. Like, the home is completely secondary to this. It's really about your mission. It's part of your destiny. It's in your soul contract. That's why other people don't understand that. They just see it as like, oh, you're delusional, or, you have these delusions of grandeur and you think you're something special. But no, like you are though, because you wrote that into your soul contract, because you're meant to be doing that. There's a bigger purpose to it. We have deep sea diving, way of the mystic, learn through experiencing, and depths. So I'm being called to encourage you to do some like deep diving into the emotional aspects of this, to really dig out some of that conditioning and programming from the subconscious mind, the emotional body, the mental body, so that you can really feel safe to be seen and to put yourself out there and to take this risk. Or it's not even a risk. It might feel like a risk, but it's not. Yeah, to just let this happen is kind of more what it feels like. As I say that, let it rain, allowing what is inevitability and trust. This is inevitable. You just need to trust. And that's why I'm seeing rest right now. Like there's not really anything you need to do, because these nights are in reverse. If they were upright, they'd be wanting to do stuff. And they would be encouraging you to do stuff. But I'm seeing you're just meant to not really do anything right now. Just like let this happen. Do the inner work. And then this is going to just, I don't know how, but it's just going to happen. And the key is to just allow what is, embrace this as an inevitability and trust the process. Okay, we'll just get some final closing cards from the Muse deck. We went pretty deep here, group number. And the camera froze. So 7 of Swords, this is the energy that's been blocking you, self-deception and distortions from other people. I do feel a connection from this group to group number 2. The 7 of Swords was prominent in their reading. So if you felt called there, again, go check it out. But I feel like you are different and you are meant to stand out. Like, look at all these different fish. You're meant to be an individual. You're not meant to fit in with the rest of the crowd. And you're meant to live somewhere that is embraced, where you are able to be different and unique and embrace this soul mission, this inner calling that you have to express yourself and to not worry about the money. Look, you've got the 2 of Pentacles reversed and the 2 of Pentacles upright. Don't worry about the money. Ooh, my throat chakra is going off. So don't worry about the money. Just express yourself. Rest right now. Do some healing. When it comes to, Leo energy, like I said, the Queen of Inspiration, I did mention Leo before. So you're meant to be in this Leo type of energy. Look to where Leo is in your chart, because there could be something connected to that, how you need to express yourself more boldly. Maybe you even have North Node in Leo. I don't know. The Magician, this will manifest, and you are a manifester. I think that's why they were showing us manifestation techniques before. Visualize it. Don't give up hope, or, don't doubt that this can happen. It's inevitable, but you can help it along by focusing positively on these things moving forward in your life, not necessarily needing to know the details, just being okay with what is and knowing that this will come when it's time and when you're ready. So get yourself ready by focusing on what you can do to heal. Yeah, I was just going to say to heal, and then boom, 3 of Swords. So yes, you need to heal your heart. You need to close the doors to the past, the old versions of you that felt meek and timid and afraid and insecure. You are meant to be seen. You are meant to be bold. You are meant to be brave. Group number 3, and you will be abundant in that, okay? So that is what I see for you, group number 3. Whoa, I turned over the deck, the world and the cosmos. Yeah, you're meant to be worldwide. You're meant to be visible. You're meant to be, it's fated. It's divinely ordained. Yeah, ordained is the word they're giving me. And it's part of a much larger cycle. And you're meant to help the world. It's part of the soul mission, like they were saying. So this will come to fruition. You just kind of gotta do a little bit of that inner work right now, and then the home will present itself as you step into your soul mission, as you allow yourself to be seen, as you step into your dream and follow it forward. Okay, group number 3, that is it. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that this reading was helpful, that Spirit spoke to your heart in regard to this dream and renewed your faith and hope so that you can trust and see this come to fruition. I love you guys. I'm sending you lots of love and blessings for this dream to become a reality, for your greatest and highest good and the greatest and highest good of all. Thank you so much for the support here on the channel, guys. I've noticed a lot of new subscribers coming in. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Thank you for all the support you guys are showing through likes, shares, comments, subscribes, memberships, as well as donations to the channel with the decks and purchases of my new Synchronicities Oracle deck and gifts that you guys are sending in all shapes and forms. I love and appreciate you deeply. All my gratitude, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye.